Hey guys, what is up, good people of crypto? This is BigK here. We're doing another midweek update. Well, I say another, it's my first video of the week. I did a very hefty video on Sunday. If you guys haven't checked that out, I'll put it in the corner of your screen now in the cards section. And you know, it was quite a fun video to make because I was quite messed up with painkillers and alcohol. So yeah, it was quite fun to do. Not fun to edit, but you know, I'll leave that there. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys an update to my to my passive income journey, where we are or where I am right now, and you know what is working and my opinions on everything. So let's get started. Obviously, before we get into it, you know what to do: like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and make sure you read this disclaimer. I'll pause it if you need to, but the main points of this is this is not, I repeat, this is not financial advice. Anything that you do, make sure you have done your research and due diligence and accept responsibility for your own actions, okay? Whatever advice you get given from YouTube, it is just our personal thoughts and experiences. So let's start off with obviously the clear winner and actually the topic of the month, okay? The hot potato of the month, and it's Ethereum Gold. Now, obviously, if you've been watching my other videos, you've seen, you know, my progress from it. We are now, God, how many days in? Are we 12, 13 days? About 12 days or so in from when I started in this. And I invested 10 Ethereum. Now, if you were to add these numbers together, which is basically everything that I've earned so far in Ethereum Gold and my total ETH's worth, I have approximately 16.9, well, let's, you know what, fuck it, round it up, 17 Ethereum. Okay, now think about it. Not even 2 weeks have gone by and I've made 10 Ethereum, which at the moment the price is sitting at around $240. So do the math. And I now have approximately 17 Ethereum. Not bloody bad work, if I may say so myself. So, you know, it's a fantastic smart contract. All right, guys, it's a verified contract. It's an audited contract and it's safe as chips. And not only is it safe as chips because of the fact that it's verified and audited, as everybody keeps saying, and as I've said in many times, in many videos, it has the track record to prove it. Okay, this has been around since, well, let's get the cursor over it, April 2018. All right, now I have said in the past, nothing lasts forever in crypto, but this thing is bloody doing a good job of it. Okay, and I do not see this going anywhere. Okay, and the reason behind that is not just because it's a smart contract and dilly dally whoop whoop whoop. It's because they have a purpose. All right, there's a huge movement behind this. There's actually a massive movement behind this, and I'm not going to go into this video because I'm going to save that for another video, and I'm just doing my own due diligence and research into it to make sure I can convey what that is on that video. But basically, these guys have it right. These guys have got it set up. Now, the guys that have stayed in this since 2 years ago, they have made literally 1 ETH into 75 ETH, 80 ETH, right? Incredible gains. And the way this works, guys, if you don't know, if this is the first video that you've seen on this, in terms of Ethereum Gold, the smart contract basically is a dividend distribution platform, meaning if you buy 5 ETHs worth of gold tokens, which is what we're talking about here, then you're going to get an appropriate amount of gold tokens. Let's say for me, in my case, I have 1,611 gold tokens. I am going to be getting paid in dividends every time people buy into this contract by buying these tokens and of course selling their tokens. I'm going to be getting paid in dividends either way. All right, either way. And that's the beautiful thing about this. Now, of course, one thing that I do need to mention, when you do buy into this, you get 20% of the amount that you've purchased comes out straight away once you purchase your gold tokens. Why? Because that is the premise of what this smart contract does. Once you're buying your gold tokens, you're paying 10% into dividends that is distributed to everybody in this contract that owns gold tokens. Okay, depending on how many gold tokens they own. The other 10% stays there until you decide to sell your gold tokens, and then that 10% is then distributed to everybody as well. So don't fear if, let's say you put in 1 ETH, okay, and you find that you've only got 0.8 here. That's because that 20% has already been taken out. Now, the great thing about that is at any point that you want to sell either just your dividends or you want to sell everything, every figure that you see here okay, the combined figures here that you see is true figures. All right, so I'm not going to calculate it exactly, but let's say I had exactly 17 ETH in total here to the dot. If I was to press sell and get it all back, it would hit my MetaMask wallet and everything would be in there. Okay, that's the full 17 ETH. And that's the magical thing about this. But of course, this is a long-term play, guys. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a make a million, tomorrow kind of thing. This is something that, is for the strong hands. Now, the reason why I say that is, imagine you'd bought your gold tokens. Let's come down here, actually. Imagine you'd bought some gold tokens down here, like I did last year, all right? Once we got up to the top of this, or somewhere around this area, I had sold those gold tokens. I'd cashed out my Ethereum. Then I went on to the next smart contract, then the next, and I did the usual jumping jack flash. Now, granted, yes, I made quite a bit of money on Gandiji, okay, which is essentially Ethereum Gold, just a different face. And I made some money on some of those other platforms because of my timing. But then I also lost quite a bit of money as well. In hindsight, if I had stayed, even when this price had gone down, okay, and gone down even further, I would have just reinvested. And then if I stayed all the way up to here, I would be laughing right now. But that's then, okay? We always look forward, guys. We don't look back. I'm just kind of giving you an example of what I mean by strong hands. Stay in it. And this is what this is. Now, my purpose and my strategy, okay, which is following the Oracle strategy, is I'm waiting for my total number of dividends, or basically my total number here, to match the same number of investment that I made, which was 10 ETH. Right now, I'm almost at 17 ETH. When I get to 20 ETH, I'll either withdraw that full 10, which means everything in here at this point is a complete free money maker. Why? Because I'll have 10 Ethereum's worth of gold tokens in here, creating dividends, creating money every time someone buys and sells their tokens, all right? And just collecting dividends. And it'll be a free money machine. This is a legacy. This is something that's going to be passed on to my children, guys. This is for my kids. All right, it's an awesome earner. Or I can decide, you know what, I'll withdraw just the 5 and reinvest the other 5. Who knows? It's all going to depend on when I get to that stage, which is not going to be long, by the way, guys, if you look at this. But when I get to that stage, I'll obviously make that decision, and you'll see that on a video for sure. If you want to make sure that you're in the loop, obviously subscribe, as we know. Now, the magic of this is, guys, I mean, just look right here. Look. We are at we're almost at 5,000 Ethereum in the contract. Why does that matter? Because look, when I first joined, which was not even 2 weeks ago, right? Like 12 days ago, we were at 1,230 ETH in the contract. Look at how much it's exploded, guys. Look at how much Ethereum is actually in this thing right now. It's beautiful. And you've seen a lot of YouTubers saying it, and I said it previously, and I'm going to say it again. We're seeing a very, very, very similar pattern to what happened with P3D. Right, when P3D hit 4 ETH, it went up to something ridiculous after that. It just exploded. I'm not going to use those stupid words, right, to the moon and all that kind of nonsense that you hear, but it exploded and people made a hell of a lot of money on that. Now, this has every single ingredient for that to happen. I keep saying it, guys. I said it in a few videos back. I even said it in my last video. My last video was like, this was at, I don't know, just over $2. And I said, if you're on the fence about this, you want to invest into something, you want to get into a passive income platform that doesn't have risks that are usually associated to the crypto space, then this is the one to do. But don't wait, because you might think, oh, $2. Oh, no, I'm going to wait for this to go back down. I'm going to wait for this to go down to $1.10 or $1.50 even, or whatever. Yeah, you can, but you could be waiting a long time. Why the hell restrict yourself into making money for yourself? Why? Look, now we're at 245. What's it going to be out of my next video? I should document this in every single video that I do. I mean, I said this last time when the price was at 180. If you'd gone in then, you would have made that 20% back instantly. That initially comes out of your investment, as we already said. And you'd be making dividends. So why wait? Why sit on the fence on something that is completely exploding? I mean, by all means, you can wait and, I'm not a fortune teller. I ain't got no crystal balls, all right? Last time I checked anyway. This could, be the peak and go back down. But I really, really, really doubt it, okay? And so do so many people in the space. This has got so much traction going on behind it, okay? This is just blowing up. So anyway, that's where I'm going to kind of leave it and wrap it up. when it comes to Ethereum Gold. I am doing a lot of ums and I'm mincing my words a lot, guys. I met up with a good old buddy of mine yesterday. We had a kebab and lots of beers, and let's just say I'm just suffering slightly for it, okay? But yeah, look, guys, this is just, you know, if you want something, if you want to get into the crypto investment, and this is what I was talking to my friend about yesterday. You know, he's looking into doing some different investments, especially the way the world's been going now after COVID. You know, property is shit. You know, a lot of things are fucking rubbish at the moment. And he was interested in crypto. But a lot of things that associate crypto and cryptocurrencies and the space is negative. You know, there's risk. It's, you know, it's a bad thing and whatever else. There's a lot of connotations to it. If you're looking for a smart, safe investment, this is the one. Even, let's take the hypothetical, even if you bought in now and then the price went down to 150, you know what, guys, you're going to still be getting rained on with dividends, because people psychologically, when they start seeing that, a lot of people freak out and they start panicking. They start selling their tokens, and when they do, you get the dividends from that, and you just wait, because then this will explode later again, right? There is no bad time to get into this. Me personally, I wouldn't delay. I'd get into this now. Okay, I've even had somebody else that I know recently sign up because, you know, they just didn't want to wait around anymore. They've been pissing about watching it for 2-3 days and realized, fuck, I should have gone into this a few days ago. So anyway, that's Ethereum Gold, guys. It's smashing it right now. It's doing magic things, amazing things, and yeah, we'll leave that there. Now, I'm not going to talk about Cash FX, because Cash FX, as you know, as you've probably seen in my other videos, it's doing what it's doing. It's paying me my payouts every week. It's fine. I will have to soon make the decision to reinvest. Personally, now with this, I'm not going to reinvest into it, I don't think. Very unlikely anyway. But obviously, I'll update you when I make that decision. But I mean, I am backing this thing 100%. Like, I'm not even going to worry about Cash FX anymore after this. So, you know, that's Cash FX. Now let's go to the other one, which has been the other talk of the town when it comes to smart contracts, okay? Which is EtherChain. Now, if you follow me and you've subscribed to my channel and you've watched my previous videos, you will see that I did a couple of videos when I first found out about EtherChain, about how to do it, how it works, how to invest in it, etc. And I've been avoiding talking about this just because I couldn't be asked, to be quite frank with you. I just was too excited to talk about Ethereum Gold, okay? And, you know, I've got my doubts with this one. And, you know, I smell shit from every aspect of it. So I've pulled my links, by the way, guys. I want you to all know that I've pulled my links from this because I don't recommend you go into this. Personally, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If you've got an expendable amount of income that you just want to spunk on different things, and you've got risk management and you don't care, then fine, guys, go for it. I'm not going to give you my link to it though. And you know what, guys, if I wasn't an honest and reliable YouTuber, I'd say here's my link anyway if you do want to use it. Because at the end of the day, this is a great smart contract for the people that have got shitloads of referrals under them and they could become minted, right? This is not for the person that isn't going to really get many referrals under them. So, but I'm not going to give you my link, so that's that. Now, we know that if EtherChain went and came back, as you can see here, I'm just trying to find it for you guys because I'm not even on this much anymore these days. I invested, how much did I invest? Let's see, where is it? Here we go. I invested 2 Ethereum. Okay, not like 10 Ethereum that I invested into this. 2. And I was actually having a conversation with somebody else who's been interacting with my comments on YouTube, which I'm very grateful for, and also on Telegram. And, you know, he's wanting to jump into this, right? And my point, and I said to him honestly, and I thought, you know, fuck it, I'm just going to put it out on my next video as well, is I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, now when I went into this, and I went into this, guys, by the way, before I was aware of Ethereum Gold, right? I went into this and I only went in with 2 ETH. Now every month I set myself aside a budget of what I'm going to invest into, if anything. Sometimes there's months where I might not, but what I'm going to invest into, that's going to create me a passive income stream. And again, and I'll highlight it right now, I believe in having 5, 6, 7, 8 different sources of income coming in. You don't want to rely on just 1 or 2. You want to have 7, 8 incomes coming in from all different angles, bringing you in money, right? then what the hell do you need to do after that? Sit there and get a 9-to-5 job? No, you won't need to, right? This is the whole point of the financial freedom. Now, obviously, do what you want, guys, think what you want, but that's just my opinion. Now, when I look at platforms like this, I like to do my own risk management, okay? And obviously, I looked at it, and yeah, they shout about how that you get 1% every single day, regardless of whether you got referrals under you or not. And they're trying to make it look like it's great for the little guy that isn't even going to get any referrals, and you're still going to make 310% on your money. Which for me, if I put 2 ETH in, I would in total get, what was it, 6.2 ETH or whatever it is. And wow, great, but what, I'm going to sit there and wait for a year for that to actually happen? Because let's face it, if I don't have any referrals, then I'll be waiting 310 days. Now this thing really works well if you've got 5, 10, 15, 20 different people under you, because you just simply make money from referrals. That's as best as I can put it. All right, but anyway, I'm not going to talk more about how EtherChain works because I can't be asked. I don't like it. I smell shit from a mile away, and I'm just going to kind of put a few facts out about this, okay? And why am I smelling some shit? So first of all, this contract is not like Ethereum Gold, okay? Technically, it's not even a smart contract because there's nothing fucking smart about it. There's nothing smart about it, all right? This contract has not been verified, and it has not been audited, which simply means, guys, if you don't know what that means in detail, it just basically means it's not safe. If it's verified, right, as we saw before, if it's verified, like we saw with Ethereum Gold, you can interact with the contract through the brains of it, through the brains of the contract, through the original contract itself. If it is not verified, then you cannot do any of this, which basically means, in fact, let's bring up an example. Let's go to the contract for EtherChain and see the brains of it here. Now look at contract here. Do you see a little green tick? No. What do we see here? Can we interact with it? No. What do we actually see? Fucking code. Shit. All right. Now, I'm not a coder. All of this makes absolutely no sense to me. All right. Apart from making me hungry, and I don't know why. There is nothing that allows me to, in the event this going down, which by the way, guys, has happened. All right. And we'll talk about that in a second. If it goes down, I cannot interact with the contract and get my Ethereum back, which basically means, in my eyes, it is simply not safe. But the one thing that really makes me smell shit a mile off, okay, is the fact that if you know about EtherChain and what had happened, they had obviously had the site down, right? From outside point of view, the site had gone down and it's come back up again. So for those that are new into the crypto space are going, oh, it was just the site went down, came back up again. What to do? It's fine. Well, no, it's not fine, guys, because what actually happened was they moved all the Ethereum from one contract for whatever the reason was, and I'm not going to go into that, but they moved all the Ethereum from that one contract into a new contract. This is actually the new contract. This is not the original contract that they started with. Now, what's so important about that? Why does that make any difference? Because they moved your Ethereum, your hard-earned Ethereum that you've got in the contract. They've taken it and they've put it into another contract. Now, if they've taken it and put it into another contract, what's to say they can't take it again and put it in their back pocket this time? Nothing. They can. All right. Now, a really good video, and I really implore you guys to watch it, and I'll put the link to this video in the top right corner of your screen, was on Oracle's channels. It was on one of Oracle's channels, which was the Oracle, let me just scroll down so you can see it, the Oracle Fast Crypto Passive Income channel. Okay. But I will link this, so don't worry. You can just click the link in the top right corner of your screen. And he had Sunny, who is the developer of Ethereum Gold, on there just talking about it. And he's a mastermind when it comes to coding and stuff like that. He's one of those, he knows his shit basically. And what he had found was in the old contract, in the original contract of EtherChain, there was what we call a self-destruct function. Okay. Now, a self-destruct function is basically like a drain, like a drainage function. And that is how they transferred all the ETH from this contract into a new contract. So basically what the developer does, which by the way isn't Andreas, who's basically the face of this thing, which again, another misconception that a lot of people are having. But basically the developer put this self-destruct function in to say, if I need to, I can destruct this contract, grab all of the ETH from this thing and move it into a new contract. Now that's very layman's terms, okay? Don't quote me on that. I'm not a techie, I'm not a geek in any way, and I don't know how these things actually work in detail. But what I do know and what I can say is they moved the amount of ETH, which was, what was it, 3,000 worth of ETH at the time or less, I can't even remember, and they've moved it from one contract into a new contract. The whole point of smart contract, guys, is that your Ethereum cannot be touched. You have to remember that. It should not be touched by anyone other than you. If you want to interact with the contract and withdraw half of your Ethereum or take it all out or put more in, you can do so because it's your Ethereum. Once it's there, it's there. No one else should be able to touch it. The fact that these guys have touched your ETH, and if you watch my last video, don't touch my ETH, don't fucking touch my ETH. I went on a bit of a rant for that one. That's what's basically happened, right? They've got their dirty, grimy fingers, the way I see it. They've taken my Ethereum and they've put it onto a new smart contract, right? Now, by doing that, they then created, their face, which looks exactly the same as the last one. There was no upgrades visibly that I can see here. And also, by the way, now, even though it's up again, they're still having fucking problems with the gas fees. They're having problems with other things that they're constantly trying to update. And I get that. When something is new in the space and they put something out there, there's always going to be things to iron out. That I get, and I really do appreciate that. But come on, guys. I mean, this has gone a bit too far for my liking. So I'm going to wrap that up with EtherChain. That's my 2 pence. You may agree with me, you may not. I don't care. I couldn't give a rat's ass. I have pulled my links of this one, so that's how much I feel about this. And like I said, if I wasn't an honest, reliable YouTuber, and I'm saying that because I did get called out for not being an honest and reliable YouTuber, but if I wasn't honest and reliable, I'd be still shilling my link to this anyway. But I don't believe in it, so why the hell should I keep that link out there? So yeah, that's EtherChain, guys. I think it's a matter of time before that, by the way, we don't know if this new contract has self-destruct function again. But if they've done it once, I can't see why they wouldn't do it again, right? That's my point. So I think that they're just trying to keep everyone's hopes up with this, trying to flood in as much Ethereum as they can. For me, this is just simply a website with an Ethereum wallet saying, give me your money. We're going to promise XYZ, but I don't know. I don't see how that's going to actually happen. So anyway, guys, that's EtherChain. I'm going to leave off from that subject. What else am I going to talk about? Bitcoin's price is now at 9.4, but we did have a nice good dump, so I might be looking at trading shortly. In fact, I might get on the trades now, make another nice bit of cheddar as a side hustle, as usual. And yeah, I think I'll leave the video there, guys. If you've got any comments or questions, please ask them below. Like the video, it really does mean a lot to me. And subscribe, guys, if you want to make sure that you're up to date with all of my videos and any new things that I may be talking about, and also my updates. I'm sure if some of you are invested in this, it's nice to see how other people are doing that have got in before you, just so you can see how the progress is going. So on that one, guys, have a lovely week, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.